I'm Michael Folks. Thanks for joining us and welcome to what I think is going to be the most exciting series of Fish On programs that we've ever brought you. I'm standing in the wheelhouse of the beautiful 90-foot custom-built long-range sport fisher Polaris Supreme. Now this boat was built in 1985 exclusively for limited load long-range fishing. It's now owned and operated by Tommy Rothery, who's a 17-year veteran of long-range fishing, along with his partner Thomas Flager. And when we come back, we're going to have an opportunity to talk to Tommy and find out exactly what to expect and what we can look forward to in the next 16 days. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back. We're in the wheelhouse here with Tommy Rothery. And Tommy, what are some of the things we can expect here over the next 16 days?
Well, to start off with, we're on our second day or third day actually from leaving San Diego on our trip, and it takes approximately 3 days to get down from San Diego. We're traveling 900 miles down to the Revelia-Yajado Island chain. Kind of tough to say, but it includes Hurricane Bank, Clarion Island, San Benedicto, Roca Partida, and Socorro Island. And we will be spending probably about 8 days fishing time down here at the islands, and then head up, and most of the passengers, anybody with any sense, will fly home from Cabo San Lucas and get home in about 13 days, shorten up their trip from 16 to a 13-day trip. Since I started fishing in 1975, we've seen some fantastic years down here, big fish, good numbers on the wahoo and so forth, but overall, I think this is the absolutely bar none best year we've ever seen on big fish. And when we talk big fish, big yellowfin tuna, we're talking fish over 200 pounds. And we've probably seen more fish over 200, over 300 pounds this year than we ever had. Last year, late in the season, May time, we got reports from a lot of the seiners that Mexican and U.S. fishing probably about 70, 80 miles northwest of Clarion Island, and there was just phenomenal trips out of there. These guys are getting like 300 to 1,200 tons a trip, making a trip in like 12 to 20 days, and all of the fish they were catching were in the 150 to 200 pound class. One of the things, I guess you could go all the way back to 1972, or excuse me, 1982, when you started to see the end of the U.S. tuna fishery. And all those guys that used to come down, the San Pedro seiners, San Diego seiners, used to fish here in Mexico, and they ended up moving into the South Pacific, South America, South Africa, and all those countries. And since they've left, we have seen an increase in tuna in general, and maybe that is one of the major factors there. It could be, yeah. You know, it's hard to take an overall picture and look that far back. It's really hard to keep track, but if anything, that would be one of the major things to look at.
But regardless, it's been a bonanza season.
Oh yeah, absolutely fantastic.
And what about the bait situation? I noticed when we pulled up to the receivers that you went through a couple of boxes that were holding anchovies and then decided to pass on those boxes and swang over and picked up some on the outside finger there.
Yeah, it's just a lot of it's all in you know, just looking at your overall game plan, what you might do. The anchovies that we looked at were kind of weak, and you haven't been using a whole lot of them down here just because of the size of the fish. If one was going to not get good quality sardines like we did this trip, he would probably start inside at San Benedicto Island, which is the only island you can really successfully do well at catching caballitos.
That's right.
Very healthy bait, lasts a long time. They're smaller baits than the larger ladyfish or scads we catch, and they will live the whole trip for you. They'd live months for you in your tank.
Really?
Whereas, yeah,
well, that's strong.
Yeah, whereas like the ladyfish and the scads we're going to catch this trip for bait, they're a great bait for the big tuna, but you know, 24 hours is a long time.
Max?
Yeah, at the end of the day, if we have any left, we'll be cutting them up, using them for chunk, throwing them over the side, and getting some more fresh ones that night, so our next day bait is real fresh.
Now the chunk bait has been pretty effective here, hasn't it, for you?
Yeah, real good, real good. You know, we can't take any great claim to fame being the first chunk fisherman out here on the West Coast. You know, it's mainly an East Coast thing guys started off doing, and we've picked up on it and seen it working very well for us and very well for the big fish. We're able to chunk all day, whereas there's no way in the world you could sit there and chum live bait all day. You just can't hold that much. And you see a lot of the larger fish, 100 pounds up, in the chunk line. And that's what we're looking for, the bigger class fish on these trips rather than the 40, 50, 60 pounders that we'll be releasing a lot of. Typically on a 16-day trip we see, actually we don't see the guys for the first day. I mean, they've been burned out working hard, and the first day they sleep on the way down. The second day we usually have a seminar rigging up, and the third day the same thing, you know, finishing up our rigging and getting tuned in, getting the boat set up and ready to roll on our fishing. Once we start fishing, you have 8 to 9 days of fishing. You're going full speed. There's nothing to think about except for get some sleep, get some food, and be ready to fish that next hot bite that's coming up.
And it's 24 hours a day. Once we're setting up, there's basically you fish 24 hours a day.
Unless we're moving from one island to the other, there's never a moment where we're anchored somewhere where you don't stand a chance of catching a big tuna, wahoo, when we're down here. Every move we make, you know, nighttime, we'll make 4 or 5 moves a night just to get prime position for tuna during the night, checking it out, checking currents out and so forth. Daytime too. Even when we have 2 or 3 guys up, we'll go throw for wahoo, you know, and there'll be 2 guys back there, everybody else sleeping. Yeah, have the whole boat to themselves. But we're always looking and always fishing 24 hours a day. Got that bad spot back on your reel yet?
Yeah, I don't know, we lost a lot of line.
Yeah. Go ahead, call it back. I need some help! Get that
Am I supposed to smile now?
Catching bait, we'll find the bait usually. We don't leave you standing out there on the boat all night. Once myself and another crew member finds the bait, we'll say, okay guys, time to get up. And bait fishing is mandatory. If you wish to use bait, you must get up and fish it. Is there anybody here that doesn't want to use bait this trip? No? Okay, I'll know to come down and knock on your door if you're not up at 2 in the morning. Okay, we'll wake you up when we find bait, and hopefully it's biting good. Once in a while, we'll have to go ahead and leave you standing out there, but most of the time we can go ahead and let you sleep through most of our hunting for the bait. When we get you out there, I'll say, okay, we read the bait from the surface down to the bottom, or I see the bait from 20 fathoms down to 30 fathoms in a certain zone there. And we'll go ahead and you'll drop down and start to let it sink. You're dropping it down a few feet, stop it, bounce it, drop it down a few feet, stop it, bounce it. Don't go down too fast. The bait is always going to like it better on the sink. You'll find once you get to the bottom, you throw it in gear and you're winding up and bouncing it, you don't get bit that well. You always get bit dropping it down, bouncing it, dropping it down, bouncing it. If I say it's from the surface to 20 fathoms, don't go below 20 fathoms. You're going to start getting junk fish and things like that. The bait fishing we do, almost all of it is with very little lights. We'll have the over-the-side lights off, we'll have up-top lights off, and a lot of people get the misconception, well, I thought bait or lights attracted bait, and it does, except for it keeps it scattered way out away from the boat, 200, 300 feet away from the boat. You want to have low-intensity lights, keeps the bait real tight up next to the boat. That way, you know, you have a bit easier shot at catching it. It gets real tight up next to you. You see it flipping around next to the boat, catching it full speed forward at a time. I'll go up top, turn on all the floodlights so we can start fishing tuna. No bait on the meter. It disappears completely, but on the sonar you can see it around you like 600 feet or so. So not very many lights on board. Anything that's skinned up, hit the deck, snagged in the gills, we dump it in the fish box, use it for chunk. We don't put any of that stuff into the tank. It gets a disease called tail rot and it contaminates the rest of the bait, and within like 5 or 6 days you'll see half the tank has it, and you'll go ahead and chum that stuff, and tuna won't even boil on it when you chum it. You'll see it out there swimming around real good, and you know, just nothing, you know, scabby, mungy stuff. They don't touch it. You'll start chumming good bait that hasn't been screwed up, and they'll start boiling on it full speed. There's a real big difference. They can tell the difference. So we don't put anything like that that's hit the tank. Once you've dropped down a few feet, got a couple on or got one on, instead of winding up fast, you can start winding up slow and maybe get more on there. But don't wind up, don't let it sit there. If you let it sit there, it just gets all twisted and wound up. You have to have a slow wind up, and sometimes more will come on. You want to go ahead and grab your handy dandy down by the sinker, keep it under control, hold it up, and take it back to the slammer. The slammers are the deck tanks we have back there, and the top tanks, we just call those the up above deck tanks. But the slammers, when you take your bait back there, just hold it up, hold it loose, don't hold it tight like this, real hard for the guys to shake it off, and they'll go ahead and shake off the salamis or cavitos, whatever we're catching, into the tanks back there. We'll start off wahoo fishing. How are we going to find the wahoo? We're trolling around the island, we're using our sonar. You got guys back there with jigs out behind the boat. If I see a school, a lot of times I'll say, okay, little spot up here on the starboard bow. I don't expect everybody to go up off the starboard bow and to cast in while I'm moving. It's just to let you know, okay, get ready, and most likely the starboard side is going to be the best side. When you're trolling, the probably best overall jigs that we see, just time after time, non-stop, full speed, are the guppy fish type jigs here. The Marauder is probably one of the more popular, and then you got the braid flash dancers and a couple other ones. We'll go a little bit more into it. On the Marauders, probably the best overall colors are the orange and black. This one here is just got the black stripes on the back, the black Ninja. That works real well. You have 3 sizes, small, medium, large. This is the large Marauder right here. One of the things you want on it, single hooks. They get hooked in the mouth a lot better with a single hook than a double hook. You want the swivels on there so it can spin around and not twist out of his mouth. When he goes to shake it, it gives you a little bit of slack there. Double hooks, swivels, heavy-duty forged hooks. If you got the regular Siwash hooks on there, stainless steel hooks, that's not going to hold them. That's going to straighten out on you. The smaller Marauder, the medium-sized Marauder, that's the old style Marauder. This is a Marauder 2. This is a medium size though, and the medium size gets bit just as well. One thing we see better about the medium sized lures are you don't lose as many fish. They tend to get more of the hook on the inside of their mouth out rather than getting hooked on the outside in. So the smaller lures, they get bit the same, but maybe, you know, in my opinion, you see a few more fish stay on, small percentage there. The wire leader you're using, just enough wire leader, 3 foot's fine. A lot of guys get wound up and get too long of a wire leader, then you can't hook it on the back of your rod and it's hanging all over the place. So just like 3 foot of wire leader is fine. Most of the guys use 400-pound test. 275 is okay, but prefer 400-pound test that lasts. Double crimp it. We used to do figure 8s here with the wires. We don't do that much anymore, basically because it's a lot easier to tune your jig. You can tune the front here. You got it trolling off to one side. You can take and kick that back the other way and it'll straighten it out. Not only can you tune it at this point right here, but you can also tune it in the back where the hooks are down there to keep it staying in the water for you and trolling straight. We use multi-strand wire rather than single strand. Single strand gets kinked up and you just can't use it over and over. Using a good ball bearing swivel on there, not a cheap one. A lot of guys worry about using black swivels instead of chrome swivels. I don't think you're getting bit off when you get bit off when you're trolling because you had a chrome swivel. You're getting bit off because that wahoo comes up behind the jig, flies about 20 feet in front of you, and he's cutting you off way up there. I think that's a misconception a lot of people get. Oh, don't use chrome swivels, they're going to bite the swivel. They're flying way out of the water and jumping way ahead. Should be using like a 50W reel, 80-pound test at least, on your trolling rig. Not necessarily for the wahoo. You could probably get by with a 4.0 if you had to for trolling for wahoo. But anywhere we're trolling for wahoo, you stand a chance of catching a 200-pound tuna. So you should have at least a 50W reel and 80-pound test on it. Good rod with roller guides and your typical gimbal butt doesn't hurt on there. Your casting rig that you're going to be using for casting for wahoo with lures. A 4.0 size reel, a little bit larger size reel. A lot of guys like a 500 size reel, somewhere in there, and that's okay, but it helps to have the bigger reel because you need the cranking power once you get a fish on there. Using 40 to 60-pound test, 50 being right in the middle right there. Your rod, fairly stiff rod, but don't get too wound up in the length. Keep it a moderate length, 6 foot, 6.5 foot is a nice length for a casting stick. Your jig itself, should you wire it up? That's up to you whether you want to do it or not. A lot of guys don't like wire leader. They think the jig gets a lot better. The wahoo don't see as good. You tell me what you see better. Can you see the mono or the wire leader better? I think I can see the mono a lot better than the wire. The guys that started this, Marty Salas Lures, he's the first guy that started using no wire. I was at a seminar with Bob Dutcher, who makes Bob's #1 jigs, and he was a real strong advocate of using no wire on there. So you see a lot of that from the jig manufacturers, but it's up to you. We don't yell at you if you don't use wire. We laugh at you when you lose them. And I see guys go through 7 jigs before they get one. And maybe they get bit better, but I think they get bit better because they're the more hardcore guys. They're the guys that are really out there working hard at it, staying out there all the time, and trying something different. So they are really working at it hard. Using 60-pound test wire leader. One thing about wire leader, anytime you're using a specific size like 60-pound wire leader, don't use 60-pound test mono. Drop down one size like to 50 or 40. If you use an 80-pound test mono, you have to use at least 90-pound test wire or even higher. Your wire is not, even though it's 90-pound wire, it's going to break at a lower rate once you get crimping it. We're using multi-strand wire for all of it. It doesn't get as kinked up as a single-strand wire. Folds up into the wahoo's mouth better when it gets bit. And like I said, once it gets bit, it doesn't get kinked and it keeps trolling straight. All of your trolling or casting lures, whatever they may be, should have a single hook on them. These got Siwash hooks on them, real nice hooks. Forged hooks of any kind are fine. If you have a Siwash hook on there, you should probably take and, let me see my little tool here, and if you got the regular stainless steel Siwash hooks, take and grab it and bend it in so it's bent in like this forged hook is. A lot of the stainless steel Siwash hooks you'll see, they'll straighten out and they'll be at an angle like that, and you'll just have lost a fish and you'll look at it and go, no, that's all right. But they are spring steel and they'll pop out, come back in a little bit, and they kind of look okay, and you'll lose a lot of fish because of that. So Siwash hooks, kick them in a little bit there.
Ron. What? It's got a shark?
Yeah.
The only thing you can do with that is cut it off.
Coming in.
Went under.
Right here. Late.
There he is.
That was dead.
Yeah! Woo-hoo! Right here! All right, Tony! Oh, get on! Come this way. Oh, right on the woohoo! Right up top. Get him, get him!
That's how wahoo fishing is done.
That's how it's supposed to be, huh?
Ain't this fun?
Back there. Keep going, Steve. Pretty good spot. Jump full speed, don't stop.
Watch out, watch out. Go, go, go. Look up. All right, Marvin.
Port side.
Here they go.
10, 20 baits at a time.
Underneath, underneath.
Body line, guys. Woohoo! Come on, this is it. Went under. Quick, quick, quick.
No, 150, word-pound fish are big son of a bitches there. If you're down below snoozing, get up. They're blowing full speed on the corner. Nothing less than 80 or 100-pound test straight. Use your leaders.
Underneath there. Got it? Over here? You're up yet, please. We're running, guys. Get back to this. Huh?
Then we can back off a little bit.
Oh, right here on the port side, Michael! Right there, quick!
Oh, they're up foaming there.
Oh, yeah, size of it!
100 pounder. Let's come on in on the inside of Mike.
Oh, look at that!
Come on over the top, Tom. Straight. Underneath. Okay.
Okay.
Pay attention over here. Somebody's.
Come underneath, Don.
Go ahead and move, Don.
I am.
Your slack line there. Go underneath.
Okay, underneath. I need to give it Shirley. Coming under. I gotta go over top. Coming under. Go under everybody. Go under everybody. Go under him. Go under him. Under Tree's head.
There we go.
I thought you meant him. Coming around, guys. All the way.
They're together.
He's right here. Broke off. Up the side. You stay on this one. That way. All the way to the bow! All the way to the bow!
Go, Terry, put the hurt on him, bro. Heads up, guys.
Right. Come on down, sir. Going under. Very slow. No, in the corner. Put pressure on this, sir. Okay, Ricky, go over top, then it's underneath. Do it again, Rich. Sorry. I'm gonna go underneath. Hello, Rich.
Oh, single speed reel. Woo. What a man.
Dinosaur.
Doing it, man, Ranch. Good job.
All right.
On your knees.
Drop in here. Drop in on that side. We're not coming. Into the corner there. Go. Keep going right, guys.
Yeah, right there, Terry. Work on it, man. Work on him.
Can we get this or get the pole for us?
Coming in. Where's he at?
Bend your knees, Terry. Bend your knees, bro. There you go. Cheers, bud. A little bigger.
All right, nice pull.
All right.
Yes!
Okay, bro. Ready? Down there, man.
Yo, Terry! Whoa! Yeah! There you go, man. Oh, yeah! Go!
Is that another fisher?
What's going on? We're just out on the south end of Hurricane Bank and trolling for wahoo. Just ready to make another troll around that little tip down there, and a school of tuna about 100 to 150 pound average. Popped up a quarter mile away, ran down and threw a few scoops of sardines and greenback mackerel on them. They came up boiling real well. We hooked probably about 10 fish. We got 3 so far, and I think we got 2 or 3 going. We got 2 going now still. We lost all the rest there.
Great. Go around the corner. There we go. Yeah. Come on down. Watch out. Come down.
Come on, guys.
Get on down. Follow him, guys. All the way down.
You guys are ready.
It's really difficult to convince people to go ahead and tighten up and hammer down on their fish at the very end of a fight. They'll be fighting their fish in the beginning there. You want a light drag when your fish is taking out line full speed if he's running off 100 yards. A good example would be somebody hooking a marlin. You'll see somebody fighting a marlin straight, and then way off to the side you'll see their fish jumping. Because of that little line drag you got in there, there's such a great amount of pressure down by the fish and very little down here at the reel, and you never see a line break at the reel or at the rod or anywhere up here unless it's frayed. It's always going to happen down at that end. That's where your greatest stress is, way down there. And because of that, because of them running hard, you got to back off when they're making those hard runs in the beginning. That's when most of them bust off. That's when guys get carried away, get down towards the end of their spool, tightening down too tight, anxious, over anxious, the backup rod isn't there yet. That's when they'll break them off. Once your fish settles down, you've got half your line back, you only got a quarter spool to go, your fish isn't taking more than 10, 20 feet at a time, then you can hammer down all the way. It's really hard to convince guys to do this.
Come on, Rick. Pull it.
Lean back.
All right. What do you say, dude?
2 speeds.
That was a 1-speed?
Yeah. Just remember 2 speeds, guys. Spend the extra buck. Will that go 200?
Need the fork! Back up. Okay, go ahead. Tight?
Yeah.
You get him, Tommy?
Yeah, he's out.
What'd you have to do just now?
Took the push pole right here, caught it on his line, and pushed it around the props and the rudder down there. They get hung up on it once in a while. You got a lot of big fish like this, they're all trying to hang together even though they're still hooked. They keep swimming under the boat. Makes it real tough for the guys, and that way you can leave them in the harness. If you leave them on the, you can leave them in the harness, they can keep fighting it if you leave the push pole on. By tightening up and putting that pressure on them, having a 200-pounder on for only an hour and a half, you're able to have a much higher success ratio, and we see it every day. It's the hardest thing in the world for somebody to tighten that drag at the end. You just can't convince them. But you can go tie yourself off to the rail, hammer your drag all the way, and pull all day. You'll never break it. The fish is going to break it when he runs.
What a toad,
There we
man.
go, that's 100, maybe 35, 50, 135.
No jacket.
No jacket.
No jacket.
Save myself $100. Lay all these out. We'll tag them, lay them out in the corner, so maybe you can get a shot of all 5 of them holding the fish up. All right. Just a couple of arms. Hey, good job, bitch. On toes. Yeah. Tails up.
Just a little. Waste time.
There you go. Good luck.
Yeah, Rose!
Yeah!
Hey!
The whole purpose of the harness, this type of belt, is to get down low on your ass. So you're sitting in it. It's not getting you all hunched up and screwed up. This is about right on the pad. For me, maybe I'd pull the pad up a little bit higher. On my crotch right there. They make all sorts of different sizes of these, and they're really easily adjusted. Okay, we got our belt set up. We've already done this on the way down. We've already set our drags on our reels. We've already adjusted our harnesses. We pulled on them. We've made sure our roller guides work. This isn't something you do at the last minute when you're getting back into your harness. Okay, clipping it on, and it looks like I really got it tight, but that's the way you want it. Go ahead and pull down just a little bit. Okay, and it still may look like I got a little tight, but you want it like that. You want it low, you want it sitting down on your butt. Once you're all set up here, what you're looking for is to be able to reach up here and hold this without having your arms stretched out tight. You want to still have a little bit of bend in your rod. Let me get right bend in my legs here a little bit. You're kicking back, you're able to reach the rod all the way up at the top of the grip there, and you don't have your rods all stretched, hands all stretched out tight. You want a little bit of a bend in there so that you're not working yourself. You're already in there, you can sit in there like this all day. Once you're dropping in your harness, you can drop down into low gear and just sit there and grind away. A couple things about fighting your fish on your own. A lot of guys will start getting hunched over and beat up laying down on the rail. You do that in the beginning, you're going to be screwed at the end. You got to kick back, bend your legs, reach up way high on your rod, keep a bend in your legs there. If you get put down on the rail, go ahead and put your hand on the rail, bend your legs, push, legs in your hand pushing you up. Don't use your back. Kicking back, reaching high from the beginning. You start hunched over in the beginning, you're just going to be dead at the end. You get that fish coming up in the last in there, and you're not able to use your harness. And when it's time to pull on the fish, a lot of guys won't pick the right moment. You got to pull on him mostly when he's at the outside of his circle. Your fish is coming on the outside of his circle, couple winds, he starts digging down in and coming under the boat, you start digging in, he'll get under the boat there. Most of the time when you're in your harness, you keep winding, man. You wind him all the way up through the whole deal when you're in your harness there. That's where the gimbal comes in, not spinning back and forth. You're able to hold that rod out straight instead of getting whipped around. That's where the roller guides come in, when you start seesawing back and forth. That's where the 2-speed low gear comes in. You're able to drop it down and really put some incredible pressure on them. That's why with an 80 or an 80W, sometimes even though you drop into the low, you just can't get those cranks like you can with a smaller diameter spool on a 50W.
Big gear, big fish, too. Way to go! 3 speeds this time, Rick! Got it? Take it out. I don't think. Okay, you gotta get over. Get him over! You gotta get over. Back up, back up! You got 2 reps. Back up. This way, one more time, one more time. Where's the belt? Watch your rod, Dennis. Watch your rod. One more now.
All the way around. Watch out, you guys. Stand back a little bit. Stand back here. Okay. I'm hooked up on something.
We just finished our day fishing here at Hurricane Bank. Our first day here, we got just over 200 wahoo, 212 wahoo for the day. And we anchored up same area where we seen that school of tuna earlier. And we got 3 tuna now. I think probably the biggest one's 135 and the other 2 are about 120, 125. And just sitting here throwing a little chum, sardines, and wait until dark. You know, hopefully right at dusk we'll see a pretty good bite on the tuna. Oh,
Is that what you're talking about?
As we speak, yeah.
All right.
Come on back, Rich.
Come on back.
Dog, huh? There he goes, he's free. Is this still caught, Steve? No. It's all right. That's Steve. Okay, Steve, come on up with it.
Back off if you can't handle it.
Help him.
How you doing, bud?
Come together, guys. Yeah, it's much. Over the top. Corner. We know if you get in trouble, it's going to right behind you. Come on down, come on down, come on down. Watch out. Come down, heads up, guys. Get in the corner, Steve.
Yes! Another gift! You say toy! I can. Woohoo! Yes! Woohoo! Yeah! See that last one? Yeah, he was going for it. Strong.
Way to go, Tony. Take it, bro. And right now we got 4 fish up here on the bow, which makes it very difficult for Polaris. He's our rope man. He's passing the guys back and forth. All right, we're just under it there. And they're still biting back there. They just hooked a couple minutes ago, and you were in the back. I don't know how many we got on deck. I've been stuck up here in this mess. That's about it. We got a seiner up off our bow here. He just got here today. He's going to do a little tuna fishing himself tomorrow. That's the lights you see up there. But that's about it. It's good quality fish, and it's really heavy, you know, hard for the guys after an hour of moving around. They got to get out of their harness and move around each other. They get used to being in that harness, and if they can't handle them when they get out of them, it makes it real tough, you know. It's hard to work around.
My biggest tuna ever.
Nice
What'd you
fish.
catch him on? I think it's a 7/0 hook, just a regular mackerel. 50 SW 2-speed. Thank God for the 2-speeds. That's it, I'm beat.
Got a smile in there?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Flying fish are really starting to come in. They'll be flying on board in a minute. It won't be safe to stand at the rail.
Sort of like this wahoo this afternoon.
Yeah, pretty much. You got that shark.
Yeah, probably.
Stay there. Stay there. Mike, keep quiet. Push it all the way up. Push it all the way up. Be strong.
Ready, swirling. Right there.
Hit my push ball, please.
Not a good fish.
All the way, all the way, man. All the way. All the way. Dig on it, dig on it. Got him. Woo, yeah.
Hot smile. Yes! I will smile. Yes, sir. Good.
Huh?
Whoa, he's squirrely too.
Power. Get that son of a gun. All right. All right, Lee. Way to go, Mark.
Yeah.
We need another 4 or 5 gaps there, Mark. I wish. That would have been nice.
It's clearing us up. Watch out.
Way to go, Rich. Yeah. You guys got everybody lit. Look at that. Woohoo! Yeah. Tommy.
Let's hear it for the Polaris Supreme.
hang out here all night and start off in the morning, or maybe tonight. These tuna are notorious for showing up like 10 o'clock at night or so, even after they bit in the afternoon. We'll be putting up sardines or mackerel, but we won't be able to dig out a mackerel all the time because there's not a whole lot in there. A lot of flying fish around the boat. We're going to cut off all the lights we have for filming on, and the flying fish should come pretty tight to the boat, and we'll be able to scoop those up. So you'll be able to put a flying fish on with a sinker rig and things like that. And it wouldn't be a bad bet to put one out even right now. Got one guy fishing, but might want to soak a few more baits. Dinner's going to be coming up shortly here. You're more than welcome to throw one out. One other thing, in case some of you were wondering about bait fishing or anything like that tonight, if you don't remember us talking about it before, there is no bait to be caught out here other than the flying fish, so that's why we're not making no effort to catch bait.
Forrest, are you serving dinner tonight?
Okay, gang, it's dinner time. There's being served lots of room.
these.
If you haven't talked to the other boat inside, I'll talk to him late tonight or in the morning to find out what he did in there and fill you in on all that. Not much else to report here this afternoon. Just a good day of fishing, and we're going to hang out and try to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll make a shower with those there.
Alright, hooked on the can.
Go for it, Tommy.
Shift gears.
Shift gears.
Yeah. Keep your feet on the floor, buddy.
Yeah. Put the paddle to the paddle.
Shark. Lord.
Shark. That's good, Tommy.
Gotta go under.
Wake up, guys.
There you go, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Put them together. Put them
Together, guys.
together. Other way, other way, other way. There you go. Careful now, guys. Careful. He's got to come back, Mark. Flip. Oh, there we go.
Oh, should have hunted slip. Uh-oh. Oh, strap slipped, actually.
Look out. Anybody see him?
Duck! Wait, watch out, guys. Guys, got a duck! Look out! Got a full wrap here. Got a full wrap here.
That was Tommy's fish. It's flying down the other way there.
Oh, fuck!
Yeah, it's 100.
Sorry, Rich.
That's all right.
Chunk.
The 3 more going back here, boss.
Come on, guys, get straight, get straight. Somebody's fixing that. I think we're on the same page.
Get it ready.
We're all
How about
here.
What? How does the valve?
We got some ramps back here.
Where we at?
Together, guys.
Together, guys. Step back. We're all down here. What? That's the heavy wrap. Come on, guys. Just like in the seminar. Oh, it's right there.
That's gotta be Johnny's fish.
Oh, Jesus.
That's got a line on it.
Wine, everybody, wine.
Dennis, where am I?
Come underneath me.
Left.
This fucking hair and line out of here.
It's funny or what? I love this.
All the way up there.
Take that ripple line off here.
Under you?
Take that common.
Yeah, got that chunk.
Pull that chunk off.
Kind of something wrong.
Keep all this. Cut the ripple line out.
Under.
I'm all right. We're going.
Yeah. Coming through.
Under, everybody.
Whoa. See if I can get in line and keep the fight to go again.
Cut this.
There's another one right here.
Oh, yeah, film.
Where?
Yeah!
Right here. Where's that?
What about our tangle?
Where's the gaff?
I think we're on the same fish.
Pull up the gaff.
I hear you.
Somebody's fish is swimming right around here.
Right over here.
You get a chance?
Yeah.
Why ain't jam if we're hooked together?
We go in there, we'll drop cards for him, okay?
Where'd you put my dikes?
I think we are hooked together on the bench.
Okay, watch your feet now. Top.
Right here, tangle when you get a second.
Where? Shark right there. Ain't going off.
Big boil.
Come on.
Yeah, now.
Oh, look, see the fish going through right there? Oh, there's a boil.
Big boils.
Right there, all over that fish. Yeah, let's just hold off on the harness. Too much going on. Go, Jim. We're down. Oh, no.
Oh, right in the corner! Get up, boiling! Oh, shit.
Get him there.
Yeah, all right, Eric! Get out, hey!
Nice fish, Mark.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Hey, Lee, why don't you let me on the fly? You come over and take care of this puppy. Come here and tape this one.
Stand by, Lee. Good. Might get him time.
So let me know.
There you go. Good guy.
Wait, that was
killer.
coming over. I'm with you.
Excellent stick, Lee.
Okay.
Were you fishing chunks here, Jim? Yeah. Can we go flip point?
You just got bit a minute ago, didn't you?
Yeah,
Did you?
yeah.
On the chunk?
No, I was on the salami. That was the first fish that bit of the bite.
Just before dawn, huh?
Yeah,
And you got nailed in that melee back there.
yeah. I broke off in the tangle.
There he is! Right on the fish. Yes! 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 Keep the light in there. I did it!
Just a fish, but you couldn't get so fucking excited.
Keep the light on the fish. Yes! Ah! Yeah!
Is that jacket size, Tommy? No, 195. Sorry.
195. 198 and a half, huh?
Yeah.
Get on, Don.
Yes! Three-way on a 200-pounder here. Three jackets. We got three jackets coming up.
Push pull. That way, Dennis. That way. That way. That way. Oh no! Oh no! Gosh!
You can't put push-pull on 3 lines.
Oh man, I didn't think about it. I'm like,
You can't put push-pull on.
let's go get another one.
God, that was looked like a 200-pounder.
Oh yeah, that was a big one.
Like
Damn.
we had 3 guys get bit on a chunk on the same fish, looked like about a 200-pounder, and he went under the boat and he got the push pole. Usually you can hold one guy out, but you can't hold all 3 out. It doesn't work. Got away. My rail, guys.
Making it hard, talk to us. Get this one, Eric. Wrapped again, isn't it? Yeah. Tail wrapped again. All right. Was that a chunk or a bait?
Chunk.
Chunk fish.
Chunk bait.
Chunk fish. What's up, Eric? Drop it right in there. Yo, boss, where'd you put the backup?
Port bow.
Port bow. Port bow.
Get the 80W. Starting to get, back off. Starting to get small.
On the sinker rig line.
Still going?
Yeah. Tail wrap. See, shaking there again. Just like the last. Okay, you're safe. Well, Eric here's about to get spooled. And we hooked the backup on. So when he does get spooled, we can put that rod in the water and we got another rig here to go.
Hooks it up on his left side. We don't interfere with the winding.
Drag set.
Tighten it up.
You want it tighter than that?
No, he didn't want it tighter. He just wanted you to take the slack off. want to do that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you want to drop it in? Okay.
Hot dang, that's like to go. You want to tie it up
Just
now?
like
No,
it
no,
draws.
no. So you got to really. It doesn't seem like there's much drag, but there is so much drag with the reel and the line. You just got to let it go.
That's the biggest bobber I ever did see.
There's always a possibility that you're going to run out of line when you're fishing with your even 50W. The only option you have, well, I guess you could cut your line and go sit down, but one option to save the whole situation is a backup rig. We've never lost a fish since we started using 2 floats on our backup rig. And the whole purpose of the backup rig is to be able to hook the backup rig onto your rig, dump your rig out into the water, and then you go ahead and fight the fish on the backup rig here, which is a 130-pound test Acron and an 80W reel. We have 3 backup rigs on board. We used to only carry 1, but we had a point this year where we could have used 3 at San Benedicto when we were hooking some real big cowfish. So we have 3 backup rigs on board. A little bit about it. You got to decide if you want to do this right now. It's up to you. And here comes the disclaimer. We will not be responsible for any rigs lost on the backup rig. Ron's going to give me a hand here. Okay, Ron's, you know, you fight your fish here for a minute. Okay, I'll fight my fish. Okay, I'm fighting my fish away here. And a deckhand will come up behind you with a backup rig, and usually it'll come up on your left side so that it's not in the way of your winding handle, because we still want you to keep fighting your fish. We don't want to break your stride anywhere. We'll hook up the backup rig on there, and you're down to your last few wraps. You want to leave wraps on the reel. You don't want to let it get down to the knot, because it'll probably break. If you had it wound on in an unreliable tackle store, maybe there is no knot down there at the bottom. Who knows? So we don't want to lose those last 20, 30 wraps or last couple layers of line on there. You get down to that last few feet, you want to go ahead and you're pointing your line at the fish as he comes to the end, and you know he's not going to stop. You want to tighten your drag all the way. You got to tighten your drag. You don't want the line to come off the spool once it gets out there, and you want to keep that drag tight to keep the most amount of moisture out of your reel as possible. Ron's back here. He's got the drag backed off on the backup. Very light drag. Clicker's on. Go ahead and wind it up snug. He'll have it wound up snug here, and he'll just go ahead and you'll just lay your rod out there into the water, splash, and now you're on the backup. Like I said, we've never lost a fish on the backup rig. We only had the floats go down one time this year. We had a fish die on us, and we still got that fish. Still got the guy's rod back. It's got to be something you got to want to decide to do. I know I wouldn't think twice about dumping my 50W in, or Toyo Shimano gave me a Shimano 50W to dump in.
He hadn't even started to slow down.
It's a big fish. It looked like it was scale wrap. First hooked up.
One of the things here about the backup, dropping it off like this, you know, if he gets all the way down, we're going to have to pull the anchor and go chase him down. But with one of the advantages we'll have with our skiffs, we can just dump a guy off in the skiff in this real nice weather, and he can go ahead and go fight his fish, and we can still stay on the spot. But if Eric gets down all the way to the bottom of this backup here, we'll go ahead and put a big float on it, throw the backup over the side, pull the anchor, go chase it down, and catch up to the float and the backup, wind that up, catch up to the main rig, and hopefully catch up to his fish. But you know, it's a great advantage, like having the skiffs we're going to do next year, be able to just dump him off, then the rest of the guys can keep fishing here since you're hooking, you know, pretty good quality fish.
How many yards of line are on the backup, Tommy?
It's at least 800, I think, something like that.
Plus the what, 400 plus he had on the
Yeah, 400 or so on his 50W.
So we could have almost 1,200 yards of line out.
Yeah, a lot of line. The floats on the backup will keep his rig up on the surface, so if something does happen out there, it'll break loose. If we can still see the floats, we'll be able to chase his rig down and get it. But no telling what's going to happen here. Steadily going out. A lot of times what's going to happen is that if it's a fish over 100 pounds or over 300 pounds, he'll die on us and he'll just sink to the bottom. And then we'll have to move the boat to get him because you can't drag him across the bottom. You know, you'll have to go out there and pull straight up to get him off the bottom. If he's dead, he dies on you.
Would he sink those floats, Tommy?
This fish, if he gets out there far enough, he'll be able to go deep enough, he can pull him down. But if he stays up fairly close to the surface, if he doesn't go any deeper than 400 feet, we're all right.
Okay.
You know, we put enough floats on there to hold the reel up. It should hold like the 80W up, so his 50W is fine out there.
What do you say, Eric?
Not slowing down, is there?
No.
You still going? Yeah.
Ronnie, how many pounds of drag are on it?
A lot. The other rig out in the water, the floats, and then the drag. We don't have very much drag on this, but the drag with all the line and the floats and the other rig, tremendous amount of drag.
Yeah, go get that hippity hop.
Wind up, we're going to pull the anchor here and go run down Eric's fish. He may have died here, maybe on the bottom, we're not sure. It's hard to tell there. With that much line out. Wind up your lines, please. We'll come back here when as soon as we catch his fish. One in the hands where two in the bush. Like they always say.
We're going to do is,
they are.
he pulls the anchor, we're going to back off on the drag and let the line out. If the line gets too far down, we'll hammer down on the drag, throw the float over the side, and Toronto go chase the whole rig down.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, we needed to break it.
About $1,200 worth of gear here we're going to throw over the side. And we're going to have to really back off a lot because we've got to run forward to get the anchor. Don't want this coming undone. Bring it over here. Oh, nice eel. Put that one in Mike's spoon. Mike.
Could that be anything other than a tuna?
The only other thing could be is a manta ray, but the way it was running, it was like a tuna. Manta rays just go real slow. Drop it. Watch it float.
Your investment out there.
Threw our jacket overboard.
Oh, man.
Heading east.
Still moving.
Yeah, once we get the rig tightened up. Wind, high gear.
How much line did you get out?
Still moving across the water. 1,300 yards.
1,300.
With the backup in his rig.
Back to the mainland, man.
Jonah.
Those fish died and went to the bottom and pulled buoys down.
Down there too.
You guys still have that slider? You got that slider gap?
I didn't know what's that. You mean the bola gap?
What?
Bola? Is that what you call it?
That was
We used to use gaffs on the yachts. You see the floats? Yeah. I was thinking about this. It seems like he's going this way. That's still moving that way. Last time I heard was that.
No place. Walking around like this. Look at my jacket.
He hadn't even slowed down half before.
Not really, no. That's good though. You don't want him to slow down. You want him to stop. Just so you know. Better chance of getting.
Eric, I see your $1,000 coming up. Now we just need the jackpot.
Oh, that's a lesson right there, ain't it?
Put it in high speed,
Eric.
Going to Vallarta, it's better than Vallarta.
Forgot about that, Jack.
He hasn't stopped moving, has he, Ronnie?
No, it almost actually came on tail wrap. He's still swimming. He's running down, packing it tight. Not dead, that's for
A mile and a half on the racetrack.
That looks a whole lot better now, Eric.
Hey, you're on your own. Can't help you much more.
You want to hook in?
If he gets
Wahoo!
wahoo fishing now.
Let's do some heavy casting. How far do you run, Ronnie?
What's that?
How far do the fish run?
We've traveled 3/4 of a mile so far.
3/4 of a mile.
We got these in the pond back home.
No, they're not skeeters. We're dead. He's coming back.
He's right. Chunk, right?
Eric, what did he tape out at, buddy?
218.
218 on the tape?
Yeah.
All right, nice fish on the chunks, huh?
Personal best.
All right, bro. Nice job.
Out on the ridge where we're sitting, we see the tuna come up throughout the day, and when I say tuna, I don't mean whole schools of tuna. We're seeing little packs of like 150 to 250, even 300-pound tuna come through. And you're not getting a lot of fish, but it's quality fish. We're anchored in about 50 fathoms of water, real hard bottom, and we'll spend the whole day just sitting here chunking all day. And you'll see, you go all day, oh, maybe 2-3 hours, never see anything in the chunk line, then all of a sudden you'll see a couple fish come up in it. Also the same thing with the kite fishing. We'll sit back there, maybe have that bait flipping around on the surface for an hour, 2 hours, and then finally Big Mo will come by and his buddy, and they'll start crashing around on it and jump on the kite baits. And we'll show you a little bit about the kite fishing here shortly.
Morning. Chunking here this morning, Pacific mackerel and the small bite-sized pieces for the tuna. I think we've been through about a bucket already this morning. We had some action. Want to keep the pieces about yay big or so. Little bite-sized pieces. Basically all you got to do is just keep them chopping. Keep them coming. It's a whole lot better chunking fresh than it is 2 or 3 day old chunks.
You're the chunker, huh?
This morning, you bet.
Chunkmeister.
Mike.
I'm already gone. Don't worry about it. Not to worry about
Oh, boy, oh, look at the wahoo flash in the corner there. Look at the wahoo flashing, see him? Slow it down there, slow it down, stop. See him flashing in the corner there? Yeah, that line. Like the line of super tire. Oh yeah, they like it. Look at it now. They really like it.
They're after it.
Yeah, that keeps that bow down in the water too. Careful of the water.
Cricket's there, sure, Ron.
Oh, yeah, I can feel that out of a bit.
Oh!
Where?
On the frigate?
Huh? Look at him boiling on it.
Heads up.
Eric, show me what you're throwing.
Mako surface cruiser with no hooks.
Why no hooks?
So I have to fight a big tuna on this long rod.
All right.
That things are great, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, Gary.
Typical chunk fishing scenario, the crew is constantly back there chunking bait. chunking fish, chunking tuna, chunking up sharks, chunking up wahoo, chunking up chopas, rainbow runners, whatever comes on board the boat. I got another guy that's in the corner with a bucket, and he's throwing a chunk over, usually about one every 10 feet to every 6 feet behind the boat. If it's tuna or mackerel, he'll crush it up so it kind of gets mushy and spreads out. Tuna and wahoo are real hard, they don't do that. We've found that steady chum lines with chunk work pretty good, and we've also found that mixing it up works good, where we chum steady for 20 minutes, break it for 5. You know, it seems like maybe the fish are out there hanging back, you know, and you'll break it up for 5 minutes, and they'll all of a sudden come up the chunk line and go, whoa, where did they go? Almost all the chunk fish are hooked real close to the boat. They're hooked where you can see them right down there or within 100 feet. I can't remember where we've ever hooked a chunk fish farther away. They're coming right up to the boat. If there's a fish around eating chunks, he will come all the way up the chunk line. You are going to fish 4 chunk fish with a 100-pound test on your main line, 200-pound leader. It's not something that you're going to be fooling around with 60-pound test tied straight. It's ridiculous. Chunk fish are stupid. They want to come up and eat anything. The only thing they won't eat is live mackerel when they come up. We jump on live mackerel, live cavitos, live anchovies, and they just won't touch them. They're looking for the chunks. One thing about the chunks I see guys do a lot, they'll dump in their chunk, and you have to dump it in right in the chunk line. This makes it more difficult because you got everybody trying to jump in the same spot, but you have to do it. You want your chunk in the chunk line. Once it gets in the chunk line, feed your line out. Don't let it pull it off the spool because you'll pull your chunk out of the chunk line. Just feed it off. Just keep stripping it off, and it's kind of a real, it's a work thing. You got to keep doing it. Keep it off the real slack line. If you feel any movement at all, it's a fish on there. You know, chunks don't swim, remember. So keep feeding it off there, keep it slack. Now, I don't know how many times I'll look back there and guys starting to get lazy and tired, and they'll be out there for 20 minutes or so, or 10 minutes on a chunk. 5 minutes is a long time on a chunk without getting bit. Wind it in. You've probably, just from the swing of the boat, moved out of the chunk line. Get back in that chunk line again. You're using your regular 200-pound leader like we showed you earlier with your heavy-duty 7.0, 8.0 forged hook, a big hook, and you're burying like 5 or 6 chunks on there. You're just threading them on like you would a shish kebab or what have you. And your whole gob is no bigger than that right there. You don't need a massive chunk. Just a couple little chunks on there are fine. I've seen guys pin on one small chunk on a big 9.0 hook and still get bit. You know?
The thing about filleting wahoo is that it's one of the highest yield fish. You get about 65% of meat from each fish. Start out with a good Forstner knife, keen edge, anywhere from 10 to 14 inches, normally what we use on the boat here. Basically, you line them up so you've got the fins pointing back at you. Take the knife and just put a cut right behind the collarbone. That's your first cut. Your second cut goes from the tail section forward all the way, and you flip the fillet off. Hopefully if everything works out right here, we can do that. Follow, you just move your fifth blade back and forth right along the spine there. Easy enough, and that's it. One nice fillet. Second step, after that, should keep this here. Basically what you do is flip him over, do the same thing on the other side. You do have a rib bone here. Run it right in through here. I don't know if you can see that. Right in through here. Put your knife backwards, just to get behind the ribs. That'll start it out for you. Then you just kind of edge that along cleanly to get that out of there, the belly meat, and the ribs will come right along with it. That's it. This is all meat right here. It's one solid fillet. Quick, easy, simple.
Making up a little lunch here today of Uno enchiladas, which everybody knows is wahoo. We got the meat here ready to start grilling and get the enchiladas going. It's been prepared up to this point, been filleted, cleaned, and now what I'm doing is just trimming it up in final stages, getting ready to grill it before we make the enchiladas and bake the enchiladas. This Uno has been sitting for 24 hours, which kind of ages it and makes it, gives it a nice texture, lets it firm up, and gives it a real nice taste. I'm going to put it in a kind of a coating I have here. It's good for Uno or yellowfin tuna or just about any kind of fish. Normally I use olive oil on the grill here, but we're out, so we're going to have to make do with regular vegetable oil here. Get the grill pretty hot here and wait till the oil starts smoking. Then what we're going to do is take our wahoo, put the coating on it, and grill it till it's about 3/4 of the way done. This coating that we use here is pretty nice, like I said, for just about any kind of fish. It's a combination of buttermilk pancake mix, salt, pepper, garlic powder, paprika, and thyme. It just gives a nice golden glaze on the fish. What we're going to do here is probably cook the fish maybe 4 or 5 minutes on one side, turn it over, then baste it real nice with melted butter. Cook it another 4 or 5 minutes, and then from that point we'll go to stage 2 of our Uno enchiladas. Okay, now we're ready to flip them over. As you see, we flipped most of them over already here. We're going to be basting them with nice melted butter here that's been clarified. Okay, now we're ready for stage 2 of our wahoo enchiladas here. What we're going to do is take these nice fillets here that we grilled up golden. We're going to break them up nice in the pan here. Then we're going to add some of this nice enchilada sauce to it. Remember that the fish isn't cooked all the way through. It'll cook a little more in the oven with the enchilada sauce there and give it a nice flavor there. Break it up in little chunks here. This wahoo is my favorite. There's all kinds of different ways to cook it up. These enchiladas are really, really good. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add some of this nice homemade enchilada sauce here. It's a little spicy, not too hot, but it's got a little bit of a bite to it. Add some of that sauce to the meat. Stir it up nice, and we're going to put it in the oven for maybe 15, 20 minutes like that. There we go. Now it's ready to put in the oven there for a few minutes, and we'll be ready to go with our enchiladas. Gonna get a nice warm tortilla. I've had them in the bread warmer there for an hour or so. Take some of the nice Uno here, spread it out. And we take little onions, chopped up onions. And I got a combination of yellow and white cheese here. Nice sharp cheddar cheese and a mozzarella cheese. Vary that, put any kind of cheese that you like, Jack. Any kind of cheese you like there. Yes, a little more enchilada sauce on it. Roll them up. And we're going to fill a pan with those. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we just did here. On the inside, we're going to do on the outside. Just a little sauce. Lots of cheese. And a little more onions. And we're just going to bake that for 15 minutes or so until that cheese melts real nice. Okay, let's see if them little puppies are done here. Oh yeah, they look done. They almost look pretty. I wonder how they taste. I'm going to serve them with Spanish rice. We got salsa and chips out on the table there. First call for lunch, guys. Anybody hungry? Okay, gang, it's first call for lunch. Come and get it while it's hot. First call for lunch. Let's see if they taste as good as they look now.
Thanks, Vinny.
Okay, thank you.
Hate that rule.
How is it?
Tremendous.
The best. The best.
Pretty good?
Excellent.
I've ever been in.
It's the food of my people.
The food of your people.
Yes, excellent.
Really good. Guaranteed.
Okay, we're going to discuss a little bit about kite fishing here. We've been doing quite a bit of Tony's partner, John Lincoln's. He's the first one to probably start doing it out here on sport boats. It's not the first time it's ever been done on the Pacific coast, or not the first time it's ever been done at all, but it's the first time that we've started using it as sport boats, and it works excellent at times. You have to have the right conditions. The current has to be going back behind the boat, or not the current, excuse me, the wind has to be going back behind the boat in the directly over the chum line. If you have your current going upwind and your kite going the opposite direction, it does you no good. You want to be in your chunk chum line or your live chum line, whatever it may be. Once in a while you'll get bit when you're way outside of it, but most of the time you want to be right in it, right on top of it. We are using we're using for our main line that we're hooking our kite on, we're using a regular 10-0 reel here. Sometimes I use some of our other backup reels for it. It's Dacker on line. You got a clip on it here to hook the kite on. And that's all right. Okay, see the kite here? We're just hooking this on the kite. We have these laying around up top. We have this kite here, which is a medium and a low wing kite, or a high, or a medium. What do we got? A medium and a light wind kite, and this is a real low wind kite. This kite will fly like in about 4 knots of wind or something like that. Real low wind, almost none at all. One of the big problems with it is it flies straight up and down. You know, sometimes you got to even put a windsock on it to control it. But if you got this kite out, you'll see that we'll have problems keeping the bait down in the water sometimes. We may have to use sinker rigs and stuff. Most of the time we'll be using the medium and light wind kite here. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll feed our kite rig out there behind the boat. And the kite's going to go out about 150 feet back behind the boat. And then this is going to be riding on there. This is supposed to be on there right now. It's not. Our snap is going to be riding on the line here. Once the kite gets 150 feet out back behind the boat, then a swivel is going to come up off the reel there. I got a swivel down there, and it'll stop this, and it'll push it out. On this clip right here, you're going to run your line through there and clip it on. So your line is clipped through there. You got your bait hanging down on one side, and you're standing on the other. Make sure that you always keep standing on the same side of the rod. You know, if you're standing on the right-hand side of the rod and your line goes through to the left-hand side of the rod, make sure you always keep on that side. You'll be back behind you'll start to feed it out. You'll be free spooling it, keeping your bait dancing on the surface. You don't want him let him get down under the water. Salamis, cavitos, everything. We want to keep it right up top, dancing on the surface. You got the water right here, your bait's going to be right there. We want them splashing, dancing around up top. One of the reasons this works so good is because they are up like that. You don't have the wire leader or mono leader in the water, whichever you're using. And also, you got the action of the bait flipping around on top like that, and it works very, very good. Like I said though, if the conditions are right, if you got the wind going the opposite direction the current is, it doesn't work for you. You got to be both going the same direction. Once you get about 100 feet back behind the boat to 200 feet, usually that's enough. You don't really have to go a long ways back behind the boat. The fish are already out there. We've done a lot of diving under the boat this year, just looking at the fish, seeing what's down there. And a lot of times you'll go under, you'll see 5, 6, 10 wahoo around the boat, 20 tuna, nobody's hooking anything. You see no boils. You're just getting those tuna that are hanging out, fired up and getting them to bite. We will use these until we lose them all, and this will go down on your main line. It'll stop right on your ring. You'll have your bait down here 3 foot. It helps spot out your rig, plus it's got a little weight in it. It helps keep the bait under control and helps see it. I only got 2 of them. When I run out of these, we'll be putting little strips of trash can bag on there so we can spot the bait a little bit better. But, it's real difficult. You got to keep that bait right on the surface, flipping around. You get them 3 feet under, you don't get bit. Keep them 6 feet out of the water. Once in a while, a wahoo will bite them out of the water 6 foot or so. You'd be surprised.